It's 1963, you're 26 years old, and you teach second grade at Lincoln Elementary School in suburban Pennsylvania. You're one of the lucky ones, a college-educated woman with a respectable career, shaping young minds and earning your own paycheck. Teaching is one of the few professions where a woman can have independence, respect, and purpose. This is your calling, and you're living it with pride. Welcome to your Thursday, a day that shows how dedicated teachers built the foundation of American education, one student at a time. Your alarm rings at 6 a.m. in the small apartment you share with your roommate, Janet, who teaches fourth grade at the same school. You graduated from the State Teachers College 3 years ago with your Bachelor of Education degree, a proud achievement that your parents scrimped and saved to help you earn. Your salary is $4,800 a year, not much compared to what men earn, but it's yours. You're independent, professional, respected. Your father, a factory foreman, sometimes jokes that you make almost as much as he did when he started out. Your mother just beams with pride that her daughter is a teacher. You dress carefully, a knee-length navy skirt, white blouse with a Peter Pan collar, cardigan sweater, sensible low heels. Your appearance matters. Teachers are role models, expected to dress modestly and professionally. You pin your college graduation pin to your cardigan, a small symbol of your achievement. Light makeup, hair neatly styled in a flip, the Jackie Kennedy look that everyone's copying. You look in the mirror and see what you've become, an educated, professional woman making a difference. Not every woman has this opportunity. You don't take it for granted. Janet is already in the kitchen, making coffee and toast. You eat together quickly, discussing lesson plans and comparing notes on difficult students. This is one of the joys of sharing an apartment, having a colleague who understands the challenges and triumphs of teaching. You drive your 1960 Chevrolet Corvair, bought used last year with savings from your first 2 years of teaching. It's powder blue, compact, practical. Having your own car means independence. You don't need to rely on parents or a husband to get around. That freedom is precious. The drive to school takes 15 minutes through tree-lined suburban streets. You pass neat houses with well-kept lawns, mothers waving goodbye to children, fathers heading to work. This is the community you serve, middle-class families who value education, who trust you with their most precious possessions, their children. Lincoln Elementary comes into view, a modern single-story building built just 5 years ago to accommodate the baby boom. There are 600 students here, grades kindergarten to 6th grade, and 24 teachers. 22 of them are women. Teaching is women's work, society says, and that's fine with you. It means you have a place, a purpose, a profession. You arrive at 7:15 a.m., 45 minutes before the first bell. Your classroom is your kingdom. Bright, cheerful, decorated with alphabet letters, colorful posters, and student artwork. 28 small desks arranged in neat rows, a chalkboard spanning the front wall, your desk positioned where you can see everything. You write today's date on the board in perfect cursive, Thursday, October 17th, 1963. Below it, the daily schedule. Structure is important. Children thrive on routine, consistency, knowing what to expect. You check each student's desk, pencils sharpened, readers ready, arithmetic worksheets prepared. You've been planning this day since Sunday afternoon, when you spent 3 hours at home creating lesson plans, grading papers, and preparing materials. Teachers don't work just 7 hours a day. You work evenings and weekends too, unpaid but willingly. This is your calling. Other teachers arrive, greeting each other warmly. Miss Patricia, who's taught here for 20 years. Mrs. Anderson, who just returned after having her first baby. Young Miss Sarah, fresh from college, starting her first year. You're all part of a sisterhood, united by the shared mission of educating America's children. The principal, Mr. Davies, stops by your classroom. Good morning, Miss Williams. How are the students progressing? Very well, sir. Little Tommy is finally getting his multiplication tables, and Susan's reading has improved dramatically. He nods approvingly. Excellent work. Keep it up. Recognition from the principal means everything. Teaching is hierarchical. The principal, always a man, oversees. The teachers, mostly women, execute. That's how it works. You're respected, but within defined boundaries. The bell rings at 8 a.m. 28 7-year-olds flood into your classroom, a tornado of energy, excitement, and chaos that you expertly calm with a warm smile and a gentle, "Good morning, class." "Good morning, Miss Williams," they chorus back. You lead them in the Pledge of Allegiance, their small hands over their hearts, voices earnest and proud. Then, a patriotic song, "America the Beautiful," which you play on the classroom piano. Music is part of every day. It builds character, culture, shared values. Reading lesson first. You gather the children on the colorful rug at the front of the room, holding up a large picture book. You read with expression, asking questions, encouraging participation. What do you think will happen next? Little hands shoot up eagerly. You see the light in their eyes when they understand a new word, when a story captivates them. This is why you teach. Not for the money, you could make more as a secretary. Not for the prestige, you'll likely be called Miss Williams until you marry and become Mrs. Someone. You teach because shaping young minds matters, because education lifts people up, because these children are America's future. Arithmetic next, basic addition and subtraction. You write problems on the board, call students up to solve them. Patience is essential. Tommy struggles with numbers, but you work with him gently until he gets it right. His face lights up with pride. You make a mental note to tell his mother at parent-teacher conferences next week. At 10:30, you lead the children outside for recess. You supervise while they play. Kickball, jump rope, tag. You watch carefully, intervening when necessary. Share the ball, please. Use kind words. No running near the swings. Teaching isn't just academics, it's character development, social skills, citizenship. You're helping raise these children, instilling values their parents expect you to reinforce: respect, honesty, hard work, fairness. Lunch is in the cafeteria at 11:30. You eat with the other second-grade teachers, comparing notes on students, sharing teaching strategies, supporting each other. Miss Patricia gives you advice on handling a difficult parent conference. Mrs. Anderson shows you a new technique for teaching phonics. This collaboration makes you all better teachers. You make $4,800 a year, about $400 a month. After rent, car payment, and expenses, you save about $75 monthly. By 30, you hope to have saved enough for a down payment on a small house, unless you marry first, of course. Then your teaching career might end. Many school districts require female teachers to resign when they marry or become pregnant. It's assumed married women should focus on their own families. You try not to think about that too much. For now, you're building a career, making a difference, living independently. Afternoon brings science and social studies. Today you're teaching about the solar system. The children are fascinated by space, especially with all the talk about astronauts and the moon. You show them a globe, explain how Earth orbits the sun, let them draw pictures of planets. Miss Williams, will we really go to the moon? Asks little Susan. President Kennedy says we will, before 1970. Isn't that exciting? Some of you might even become astronauts or scientists someday. The boys light up at astronaut. The girls look uncertain. That's not for them, is it? You make a mental note to encourage them anyway. Maybe things will be different for their generation. Art time is last. The children draw in color while you circulate, offering encouragement. Beautiful work, Jenny. I love your creativity, Michael. Every child needs to feel valued, capable, special. At 2:45, you help them pack up, line them up, walk them to the buses or parent pickup. You wave goodbye to each one. See you tomorrow. Don't forget to practice your reading. The children gone, you return to your classroom. Papers to grade, tomorrow's lessons to prepare. You spend 90 minutes working, checking arithmetic worksheets, writing encouraging notes on creative stories, planning the next day's reading lesson. At 4:30, you gather your things and head home. You're tired but satisfied. Today, Tommy finally understood subtraction. Susan read a whole page without help. The children learned about planets and possibilities. These small victories add up to something meaningful. You stop at the market on the way home, buying groceries for the week. The checkout lady recognizes you. You're a teacher at Lincoln, aren't you? My grandson is in first grade there, says he loves school. Pride swells in your chest. We have wonderful students. They make teaching a joy. At home, Janet is already cooking dinner. You take turns. Tonight it's her turn, so you set the table and make a salad. You eat together, talking about your days, venting about difficult students, celebrating victories. After dinner, you grade more papers while watching television. Ed Sullivan is on, but you're only half paying attention. Red ink marks mistakes gently. You add encouraging comments. Good effort. Almost there. Much better. At 9 p.m., you prepare for bed. Tomorrow you'll do it all again. Same schedule, different lessons, constant dedication. The work is endless, often thankless, never boring. You think about your college graduation 3 years ago, how proud you felt receiving that degree, how your parents cried with joy, how you promised yourself you'd make a difference. As you fall asleep, you reflect on what it means to be a teacher in 1963 America, especially a woman teacher. You're educated and professional, but your salary is modest and your opportunities limited. You have independence, but you might have to choose between career and marriage. You're respected, but always within boundaries. You shape young minds, but work under male administrators. Yet you love what you do. Those 28 children depend on you. They trust you, look up to you, learn from you. You're teaching them reading and arithmetic, Yes, but also kindness, curiosity, confidence. You're helping build the future, one student at a time. You make $4,800 a year, less than male teachers with the same education, less than secretaries in the city, less than what your work is worth. But you have something money can't buy: purpose, meaning, impact. This is 1963 in America. Being a female teacher means having one of the few respected careers open to you. It means independence within limits, respect within boundaries, purpose within constraints. Tomorrow morning, that alarm will ring at 6 a.m. You'll dress professionally, drive to school, greet 28 eager faces, and teach with everything you have. Because those children deserve your best, because education matters, because this is your calling. You're 26 years old, college-educated, professionally employed, making a difference. You're living a version of the American dream, not the biggest version, not the loudest version, but a real version nonetheless. A version where a woman can have a career, earn her own money, shape the future. And every day, when little Tommy finally understands subtraction, or Susan reads a full page, or a child's face lights up with learning, you know it's worth it. This was your day. This was your purpose. This was teaching in 1960s America. Challenging, fulfilling, and essential. And you wouldn't trade it for anything. If this video made you feel something, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this. And if you remember days like these, or if it felt like you did, I'd love to read your thoughts in the comments. We'll meet again in another ordinary day of the American dream.